It's a Christmas Day dose of transfer gifts in rumour mill. Jose under pressure. Jose Mourinho has a bit to prove to the Manchester United top brass. Round 20 appointed as a saviour following a malaise under Louis van Gaal, the so-called special one has not convinced the club's hierarchy that he is the man to return them to the top. That's the sensational report in the Mirror, which claims doubts are growing over whether he can take the club back to the summit of English football. As it stands, they report the club are currently balking at extending his 3-year deal. Mourinho had previously been notorious for only being able to deliver success at clubs in the 3-year window, but instead has watched on as Pep Guardiola has revolutionized Manchester City, leaving him and United in his wake. Jose Mourinho. Source: Getty Images. United's bosses have been left stunned by the way Pep Guardiola's Manchester City have turned the Premier League title race into a procession, with Mourinho seemingly unable to respond. The report continues. Having been handed £300 million to play with in the transfer market, United officials reportedly expected a closer push for the title in Mourinho's second season, not being blown out of the water while struggling with an increasingly pragmatic style of play. The option to extend his deal has not been taken up, and now they watch on closely to see how he behaves and responds to City's statement over the rest of the season. mkhitaryan rescue. Borussia Dortmund admit they'd love to have henrikh Mkhitaryan back at the club, but they can't afford him. United would want £35 million for a player they bought for £27 million, and a loan to Inter Milan looks a more conceivable reprieve. I know the economic details of his transfer to Man United like nobody else, Dortmund CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke told Bild am Sonntag. Juan Mata of Manchester United is substituted for henrikh Mkhitaryan. Source: Getty Images. That's why his return is only conceivable with a great deal of imagination. The Armenia, out of favour under Jose Mourinho, has not started a Premier League game since the 10 loss to Chelsea on November 5. Meanwhile, Louis van Gaal has urged Daley to leave Old Trafford after the Dutch utility has been frozen out of the Premier League plans at United despite having started the first 3 games of the season. He told the Mirror, Daley is better off going to Barcelona than staying with Man United. He is not even on the bench for United sometimes. Daley can play in more than one position, and at Barcelona he would never be sat in the stands. I think Daley would fit in better at Barcelona anyway. His level and his style of play is more suited to Spain than England. He can operate as a central defender who builds up the play. He can be a defensive midfielder or an attacking left-back. Daley can do it all. Meanwhile, The Express reports that marouane Fellaini is continuing to reject new contract offers at the club, with his eyes on a move away from Old Trafford at season's end. Club's goalkeeping shop. 27-year-old Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Kevin Trapp has found himself frustrated in the French capital this season and could be open to a January escape. His agent Dirk Neubauer is quoted as saying, "If there is a chance in the winter, Kevin wants to leave Paris." Kevin Trapp. Source: AFP. A month ago, the player said, speaking about Liverpool, "It's an amazing club with a great tradition. And of course, I'm a fan of the Premier League. The Reds are not without interest. They have already won many titles, and Jurgen Klopp is, of course, a very good coach." Meanwhile, the Sunday World is strongly reporting that Liverpool are nearing on finding the £70 million Southampton are demanding for Virgil van Dijk. The centre-back looks like becoming a rumour-mill centrepiece again in January, with the paper suggesting the Reds have been given the green light to talk to the defender's representatives. Aubameyang's tease interesting. From Borussia Dortmund striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, "I have not signed, that's not true," he said of a new Dortmund deal. "The market is open, also for me." Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Source: AFP. Pushes ahead. The Mirror suggests Mauricio Pochettino is on a shortlist to take over from Unai Emery in the summer at Paris Saint-Germain, but the Spurs boss appears to be pushing on with his transfer work in London. The Sunday Express has him front of the queue to renew interest in Ross Barkley, with the 24-year-old Everton outcast wanted by West Ham, Arsenal and, primarily, Chelsea as well. Manchester United's Luke Shaw remains firmly on the radar. Arsenal ahead. Bundesliga young gun Leon Bailey is being chased by Chelsea and Manchester United, but Arsenal lead the way for the Bayer Leverkusen winger, reports the Mirror. The £30 million rated Jamaican has scored 8 times this term and is being highly sought abroad. Leverkusen's Leon Bailey source up a January move from Arsenal is not out of the question, according to the